Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobo. Today is Thursday, August 24th, 2023. I am, of course, joined by Dolly, by the pretty girl up top. Yes, she's got her face resting on the top of the bookcase. I definitely have to show the kitty and her sleepy face. Because she's so cute. Yes, baby. Baby up top. So, how's it been? How have things gone since the last time that we met? Not really too much to talk about. We're just going to go straight into the game on this day. Because I did a few things. I have allowed time to pass, and stuff has happened. Well, progression that was time-based has progressed, and I now have produced a number of things. So what did we do last time? Last time we set up fish, and we set up trees. We had trees and we have fish, and we made their relevant technologies, the ichthyology science, and I believe they call this the dendrology science. I think it's either dendrology or arbor, or maybe the drones are arbor drones. I think maybe or the thingies. Where are the thingies? Where are they? Here. Hi, arboriculture, drones. So they're dendrology tech packs, but they're arboriculture drones. Interesting, just like these are aquaculture drones, whereas the science is ichthyology. So I have a few of those drones for the trees and the fish. I have not launched any because we did not get around to launching any last time. So today, we are going to launch these drones to 100%, the tree and the fish requirements, and then we're going to make arthropods, aka biters. Might not get to the point of having enough to, launch the probes for the arthropods, the husbandry drones, to start making spawners. My plan with that is to do what I've done here with the trees and the fish, and to accrue a few hundred of them, so that we can just launch all of them at the same time and just marvel at hitting 100% at that point. But that's actually going to be the very last thing that I do to win the game. Because before I launch those drones, even if I have those drones available to me, before I launch them and start spawning spawners on the planet, I want to complete the launch 10 probes requirement. The thing about that, though, is we do have to have zoology tech to unlock laser turrets so that we can get through asteroid mining 2 and then rocket science 3 to get the probe tech. We also need to make and then place an android 2 to get through the last required checkpoint to beat the game. There's a few other things after this that exist that I'm not going to get through, most likely. We are going to end this series with the win screen, and like whatever time is left for that remainder of that stream to screw around with, that will be the last stream, is when I hit the win condition. And that will be that. I will not be continuing beyond that because, well, frankly, this experience is not worth it. Just to be completely honest, it's not worth it. And the further that we get in it, the greater the levels of bullshittery that I am not particularly enjoying. In particular, this next part is going to be a specific level of bullshittery that I just cannot agree with under any circumstances, and that is the fact that we are now going to have to deal with an output that is not voidable in the production of science. Now, yes, you can use this to make the guns, but, like, why? Just, no, I don't think I want to do the entire process of processing iron to ingots to the intermediates for the guns to have guns for the thingies. No, I don't. No. Just, no, that's bullshit. Like, that's utter bullshit. We shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. That should not be a thing that's forced upon you. Like, we are sufficiently advanced at this point, we should not have to deal with doing that as a means of getting rid of a byproduct. Just the entire design around the arthropods is utter bullshit, so I will not engage with it as much as I can, as best I can. I went here. I'm supposed to launch some things. Yeah, sounds about right. I'm not carrying an aquaculture drone. Great. Nor do I think I'm carrying an arboriculture drone. Where's our remote? Okay, I have the arboriculture remote. I don't have the fish one. Why would I not have the fish one? Go back. Get the fish one. So between streams, what I ended up doing was I came over here, I made a factory that is producing tree seeds and providing tree seeds onto the train network. I did the same thing with the fish eggs up here. So I have tree seeds and I have fish eggs available. And then we did the soda ash together, I think, to scale that up. And I do have a factory now that is dedicated to produce algae as algae. So all these 3 are brand new. I placed power up here, the level 2 collectors. I placed these arrays. It's 2 by 4.6K collectors and 720 Stirling engines. Two of that up there so that I could get rid of all the stuff in this square and all of the other, like, Mark 1, the level 1 collectors. So all of the level 1 collectors and Stirling engines are gone from the base. They have been completely replaced with the level 2s. It's freed up some usable area for some factory if I wanted to continue building additional factories. The other thing is that I am a little bit torn about where I want to do this, because this uses guns and magazine boxes, and magazines and magazine boxes, because I am making both of those things in the mall, and I don't want to put them onto a train. I don't remember if I'm boxing magazines, so let me do that real quickly. Yeah, I need the fish remote. I also need to, like, set the remote for the husbandry as well. Right, husbandry remote is set. The husbandry drones need fish as fish, so I do need to bring that in. And then it needs all 3 things from arthropods, and it needs wood, boxes of wood. So, yeah, to get these husbandry drones, we're going to need a few things set up. And dealing with wood as dedicated wood is going to mean that we'll have to deal with byproduct oil. Actually, that's another thing that we will have to deal with. For now, though, I'm gonna make some trees in this area, primarily. And, like, over here, and probably over here as well. Just random areas everywhere. Everywhere I want trees. We'll have lots of forests. Lots of forests everywhere. And then the fish as well. We'll launch in there, and in there, and in there, in there, over there, in there. Do the fish need worms? No, just near algae. Trees! 0.61. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to launch quite a few of these trees. And make quite a few forests. Although, that percentage is going up pretty dang fast. Fishies! Fishies exist. These percentages are going up actually pretty quickly. We're gonna have lots of thingies. Lots of trees and fishies in here. And we'll be completely ready for the husbandry stuff in this quarantine zone. I don't think that this is going to be big enough of a space to, like, get to 100% on the spawners, though, so I'll have to have other areas surrounded by water so that biters that spawn cannot escape. They shall not escape. Whoops. These glorious trees. And fish, glorious fish. I have like over 400 of these to launch that I could launch, so we're just going to launch until I get 100%. We're going to force it to happen. Pretty much regardless of density. I shall make it fit. Fishies. And yes, picking them up will give you fish, most likely, just like the vanilla mechanics, and it will likely also count against you. Although, it's interesting that it's using standard fish, because I know that this mod uses a lot of angel stuff, which makes me wonder why it's not using any of the fish added by, I think it's angels and not bobs. Different fish types added in one of those mods. I definitely have enough water, I think, for all of the fishies. I certainly have the water. Spam clicking. It's always fun. They do time out, unfortunately, so unless I were to add a bunch more like launchers, which I probably should at this point, add a few additional launchers, because as I mentioned, I have a few hundred of these to get through. My spam clicking will ultimately be for nothing if we can't actually launch within the time frame of the thing. And that should speed things up rather considerably. Now I hear lots of launches are happening now. Go gadget launch. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Ah, glorious. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. I want to do this with the husbandry as well. Once we get to that point, just have like 30 plus launchers just launching non-stop, making loads of spawners. Really, some of these are giving me nothing. That's wonderful. It really is dependent upon the amount of algae, it would seem. Let's do around this lake as well, with the trees, and over here. Sure. Alright, we finished the fish. Fish is done. Now just need to finish trees. And the trees will actually give you adult trees when you collect them. Beautiful. 80%. Are we looking over here? Might need some more. Most likely need some more. Kaboom. Come on, percentage. You can do it. You can do it, percentage. We shall have all of the trees. Wow, I'm going to launch even more. That percentage does not go up all that much for each one. Oh right, it needs worms. That's why it's not going up all that much. It wants the wormies nearby. That's weird. That should have at least the worm tile sets. Interesting. I guess I don't even have the worm tile set over here. Very interesting. Now we're getting close. And we are done. Trees are finished. That leaves us only with arthropods and probes. Glorious. Well, let's get to it then. I'm going to, in order to get the initial arthropods, yeah, I'm going to need the progenitors, and I think I'm just going to have the progenitors put onto trains and then brought to the mall to make the arthropods with their eggs, and then provide them here, or make the science. I think making the science specimens here and then taking them over to the other spot would be better. Or do I just do all of it here at the mall? The issue is that we need these genomes, and that needs the fish genomes, etc., all the way down the line. Thank you so much for the comment. Thanking me for the videos. We're trying to get through it. It's getting a bit frustrating at the end here. Some of these decisions are particularly, or some of these design decisions are more frustrating than fun. Yes, in fact, I went over that very specifically when I did switch from Helmod to Factory Planner. Helmod did not work. Therefore, I am not going to use it because it does not work. Pretty simple. It does not function properly, so I'm not going to use it. It did not give me an accurate answer to a very simple factory that involved a loop in it. It refused to give me an answer, and I had enough with it. So I said, this is not working. It does not work. Therefore, I will not use it because it does not work. And honestly, it doesn't matter if it gets fixed ever either. It will forever be non-functional to me. So these genomes. I will need to make the genomes and provide them. Yeah, Helmod was not giving me, like, basic ore processing, like, a solution to basic ore processing. It, like, was refusing to do the math, and I was like, no, I refuse to continue to go through this. If it's failing at the most basic of factories at the very beginning of the game, I'm not going to go through this for the rest of the game. So I went to Factory Planner and haven't bothered to even consider going back to Helmod. Now, there is something that Helmod would do that Factory Planner cannot, and that is I can do things with power with Helmod. I can do calculations for power in Helmod, and I cannot do that with Factory Planner. Helmod at least could do power, but again, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it won't give me the answers to the basic factories, what makes me think it's going to give me proper answers to the more advanced stuff that would involve power? It also makes qualitative decisions about how you should design your base, and I don't want it to do that. That's not what I want out of the factory planning assistant here. I do not want it making qualitative assumptions and decisions to not tell me answers to things that I want to know answers to, even if it's not the most efficient way of doing things. It makes that decision, doesn't tell you how it comes to that decision, and then proceeds to just ignore everything else without telling you why. It will simply ignore every other possible scenario if it thinks that there is a better way. Like, I don't care if this is the way that you think is the best way. I want to know what the solution is to the not best way, because sometimes the not best way is simpler to do and takes less of my time to set up than the most efficient way. Sometimes you don't actually want to do the most efficient way. I know that's, like, not particularly a popular opinion, but sometimes it is just the way to do things. Anyway, I need genomes. I will need to import plastic and graphene. Wonderful. We'll do this all the way up here. Whatever. Or I could just do all of the genomes at the mall. I do not have chemical sample boxes at the mall. Nor climate boxes, I think. Yeah, I don't have climate and I don't have the chem boxes. I don't like this enhanced upgraded recipe for the chem tech. Do it. What? Why? Alright, that's why. Oh, we end up with excess amino acids. Isn't that wonderful? We don't even have to make amino acids or nucleotides. We just get to kill some worm eggs. Just destroy a few worm eggs, and we've got the nucleotides and the amino acids that we need for this bit, for this stuff. All this stuff. That's lovely. I will need to make protocells, though, which I can do out of bacteria, and I've actually done that. Last time we met, I made protocells out of bacteria. Hello, welcome. I'm gonna do this. There's probably not enough space here. Yeah, definitely not. Protocells. Of all of the things that are here, of all of these building blocks of life, I just choose to put the protocells up and not, like, you know, the nucleotides or the amino acids or any of that. I'm going to put the protocells. This is not an available line to draw. How far am I going? What? How did I just miss? Again? Jeez, what line is, like, not or is available? I think it's this one. So I will limit this train. I mean, yeah, that's quite a few that are actively available, but it only grows at about 100 per second, so... Okay. To the mall. We will make all of the arthropods at the mall. For this, I'm going to need... Okay. Glorious. Gee, it's amazing that that actually does work, and it's just a UI thing that it doesn't immediately update. It's fantastic. I'm going to need to bring in chemical and atmospheric samples. And box them. Yeah, I forgot about that. I have these now. Between streams, I was able to build the thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Camera. Hello, Ali. That's a cat. That's the Mr. Cat. Yes, hello. Hello, Mr. Cat. How's the Mrs. Cat up here? How's Mrs. Cat? Up there? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Mrs. Cat's still up top, but here's Mr. Cat wanting attention. All rubbies. He's all rubbies. Yes, rubbing my Kindle. Have my Kindle here. I was actually looking, and apparently Amazon has a 11-inch Kindle now. This one's the 10. I have the 10 Max, whatever the heck it's called. It is the version, I think, that has the ability to do wireless charging. But the 11, I was looking at the 11, I was like, why didn't I just wait and get the 11? Ah, frustrating. It should have waited and got the 11. But, yeah, sucks. Why the 11? Because the 11, you can separately get a get a pen for it. And my goodness, I've been wanting to get something else with a pen for note-taking, digital note-taking. So that I can get a cheaper phone replacement. Ideally, I would rather have the ability to write on a tablet style device and then have the phone be separate and significantly cheaper. Because frankly, I don't use my phone. Pretty much full stop. I don't use my phone. Apps on the phone, or, you know, just as a phone, I don't talk. I don't do much on text either, and you don't really need a particularly strong phone to do either of those things. It is my authenticator. I do app authentication. There's a few things, but I don't really game on the phone anymore at all, really. So why I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere, and if I went anywhere, why would I use my phone when I have other devices that are specifically designed for gaming that I could use instead? Like when I was in Kansas and I had a commute to the university on the bus, I would have my 3DS, my Switch, or my Vita, and I would play on those on the bus. Hell, I would play rhythm games on the bus and get perfect scores too. Like I did not care about distractions around me or any of that. I was fine with it. Playing freaking on the Vita, Hatsune Miku Project Diva F second, and briefly Diva X, and then on 3DS there's the Project Mirai Deluxe for 3DS. I would play those and do fine on the bus, on the commute. Anyway, what am I doing? I think I just need to place things now. You. Hi. Hello. Hello, you. So the idea is I have all of the things here, all these ingredients, or the ability to make all of these ingredients. I should have them at the mall, so that is a thing. This needs saline. Saline water. Glorious saline. And then you can see there's various things in here, like there's grass here, there's like the barreling of sludge, there's some algae that doesn't need to be here anymore, for extra algae spores and such. Just for some of the other previous requirements of things. Anyway, where's Saline? Saline. I really don't want to have to make dedicated Saline. Ah, Saline. Hello. Hello, Saline. There we go. Wastewater. And then there will be excess of the amino acids, but the amino acids can directly be dumped into water, any excess of those. So, where's my this? Where's my this? Yes, it's here. Beef. Dump. And there we go. There we have it. All righty then. Just add requester on the eggs, and I do request the eggs at the mall. I do have a factory that is providing eggs onto the train network. So now we just can use them, oddly enough, for nucleotides. The one thing that I did not think that I would need to make at scale through this particular recipe. Like, I didn't see this recipe as particularly efficient for producing nucleotides, but you know, it's fine when you don't need that much. If you only need a very trace amount of the stuff anyway, well, I guess this is fine to be 1-to-1 then, if you only need one. Granted, we're only making, 0.05 per second of this tech. Oh, and also speaking of which, in case you were not aware, 100,000 science packs to unlock probes. 60,000 times 2 astronomical data for asteroid mining 2. Another 50,000 for artificial intelligence 2. The one we're working on right now is 20,000. And then there's some other technologies that will be required. Yes, we have to like do the checkpoint. What are you requiring? That and then that. Yeah. So we need the zoology specimens to continue with tech after Cybernetics 6. We cannot go any further without getting zoology specimens. So that's requirement, hard requirement going forward. That's why we're setting it up now. Anyway, stuff and things, stuff and things. Give me my stuff and things. Right. That will be, I believe, this thing known as a limiting factor. Next one is wormies. The squirmy wormies. And then ichthyes. Then we need 2 on the arthropod genomes. These power poles are not really necessary. Bacteria. That needs to be brought up from here, because I have the bacteria, but I'm not using it as a fluid here. There we go. Da 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 da, ba da ba da ba da ba bo. Okay, all those boxes of things are going in, and we've got the nucleotides going in as well. Amino acids are accruing, but everything is awesome for now to get all the way up to those genomes. That just leaves this needing 6. Ta-da! Okay, bring in protocells. Of course, I picked the wrong line to draw. Really? All of these are offset. Ta-da, protocells. Oh boy, oil. So I'm gonna do what? I need fish as fish. Which means I end up with an excess amount of eggs. So, oil. Choose 2 unrestricted. Nucleotides. What? Why? This is what I hate about Factory Planner, is it comes up with this message about linearly dependent recipes detected without actually letting me just, fix the problem. What's the button to, like, toggle here? What needs to be unrestricted? Exactly. What is the other thing? There shouldn't be anything else. You only want me to, like, use a certain amount of eggs, or you're going to say I have overflow of eggs, overabundance of eggs, but that's not what I want. Well, I guess it is what I want, because I can get rid of that, and then I can be like, okay, well, then just nucleotides, but I already gave you that solution here. Ugh. So why do you allow the nucleotides here now and not before? Hello? Hello, Ollie. This is wet. Partially. Yeah, it's the fling toy. You want me to fling the fling? Shall I fling the fling? Fling! Go get it. Go get it, big boy. It's wet, and it got me all wet just flinging it just now. Flingy flingy. I am going to grow these fish here because I see no reason not to. Ah, right, that reminds me. I see. Oxygen as a requirement. Which reminds me, hey, the oxygen requirement is done. And I have the technology now to just get oxygen from the air. This is oxygen from the air. From air. Hello again. Welcome back. Well, welcome back, kitty. And goodbye, kitty. So we can just get oxygen now without having to do anything for it. We can just, have it. Have it. Wherever I want it or need it. I can get rid of any electrolysis that's for oxygen. Hello again. Welcome back. Welcome back. Bling! He went after it before I even flung it! Like, really? Why? Could have sworn I did this somewhere. To replace something for that was oxygen producing. I just don't remember where. I haven't systematically done replacement. Oh yeah, here. Hi. I did the replacement at the soda ash. So anyway, that's air. That makes air. Oxygen from air. I need a doohickey. To decompress the air to feed that. I also need that to provide the water for the fishies. And they need worms, algae, and fish eggs. Okay. Remember, I made a dedicated algae between streams. Alright then, that will produce fish plus their eggs. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba. Okay. Somewhere around here should also be a sludge line going to sludge voiding. There we go. Then fishies into fish. And wastewater must be voided. And I will just vent the CO2 from here. Now you need saline. Should I just make the saline? Probably. Okay, this one will... I'll say it will just... oh, that's right. Am I? Okay, I will have to do shenanigans with my nucleotides. So here's our issue. The nucleotides will have to have a top-up valve here for input. So that all of these nucleotides from yonder end up getting used preferentially. The reason for that is we want to make absolutely certain that all of my nucleotides are in use. Actually, this says that I still need additional nucleotides. So the unrestricted item needs to be amino acids. It will overproduce amino acids by 0.3, but yeah. So that's what I want. Making sure that we are going to use all of it because nucleotides themselves are not easily voidable. And we do not want to overproduce on oil either because, again, it's not easily voidable. Now, at the beginning, we need to make progenitors, yes. So the progenitors come first. Here's amino acid line. Let's get that amino acid line hooked up and in use. As well as the oil hooked up and in use. And then the sludge goes to sludge line. Okay, that's all the fluids. Now I need all of the solids. Just add genomes. Just add genomes, and we are in fact good. Okay. We still need wood. Boxes. But first off, we need to actually create an initial amount of arthropods. To that end, wait, that's progenitor. That's not. Yeah, to that end, we don't really need all that many. Need oxygen, need fresh water. Geniest of oxygen. Okay. Alright, so this will take some progenitor. Please reconnect. Reconnected! It has reconnected! I don't know why, but the bitrate went to 0 briefly there for a moment. Briefly, bitrate went to 0. Hello, Ollie. Looking at me. What happened to your toy? Where did it go? Where did it go, Mr. Cat? Mr. Ollie? I don't know. I know that we are back. At least we should be back. Okay. Yeah, this is set and ready for some initial progenitors from genomes. So if we could get some astronomical data boxes to get this moving, that would be great. That would, in fact, be great. Except that we are lacking this stuff. What? Right, there's a bit of a rubber deficit? No? Is it copper? Why is there no insulated wire? Hello? Hello? I haven't switched that yet. Oh, that's really bad. I should have switched that a very, very, very long time ago. This is a copper recipe now. That's going to produce the insulated wires out of copper wires. there are copper wires. They do exist. Bring me copper wires. Do I have to do it boxed? No. There we go. Ta-da. Now, this is 24 of you. Yeah, that makes a few. Uh-huh. Yeah, that makes a few. Where's 75 at after 11, 12? So that doesn't even need to exist. That's a few more than previously on the insulated wires. It is a lot of rubber consumption. But, yeah, that's a bit more wire, huh? That shouldn't be a problem anymore. That should not be an issue. I'm going to have to upgrade rubber at some point. Relatively soon, actually. And as it turns out, there is a recipe that lets you convert trees to rubber. And so we may have to do that for our rubber at scale. For now, though, I must continue towards the zoology specimens. Do I have boxes of plastic? Probably not, huh? Not consistently made. Let me box some plastic. Meow. What? Wait, what? What? Ahem. Yeah, that's required. Okay, then. Oh, hey, fish. Yes, the fish are, I'm gonna do that and do output priority right for the eggs to make sure that the eggs always cycle back. Genomes. Still just need the science. Astronomical data for everyone. So the insulated wire should be here by now. The bots should be delivering the insulated wire, meaning that I should be getting these. Wow, they went through them so fast. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, these. Limit, please. Don't constantly make them. I already have my 175 of them on me. Okay, let me have the 2 buildings here that will be for the like actual final production. Everything is always in the way. That will be gone. This will get destroyed as soon as I get the initial amount of eggs that I need to start the first cycle, which is 7. This makes 1. Yeah. This overproduces eggs. The eggs end up as plastic. And it produces more plastic than it requires. Great. This is why there's a pyrolysis recipe for plastic. Lets you get rid of the plastic. I don't know why they decided to have a plastic pyrolysis recipe while simultaneously also demanding a output of iron oxide that can't be removed. Hey, we've got a rocket launching. Finally. We're launching. The rockets are launching. Oh yeah, I added an extra thingy. I have 3 now that are supposed to be launching stuff. Hello. Welcome back, Ollie, with the fling toy. 1 of 2. Fling. Go get it. Go get it, Mr. Cat. Well, theoretically, the robots should deliver those science packs here and here and here and here and here and here. It should be equal preference, but yeah, there we go. There we go. The genomes. The genomes are genoming. All the way up. All the way up they go. Gosh, you need 2 worms per fish genome. And then do we need... Okay, it's just 1 to 1 to make the arthropod genomes. Oh boy. Beautiful. I hope they send the fish genome to here and not here. This is the one with the science. With everything. Okay, good. They did send it here. So now we'll have our arthropod genome. The arthropod genome. Oh, good. We got another launch. Good. Good. Genome will go to one of these. That'll just run immediately. 360 seconds later. Great. We'll end up with a progenitor that will go in to either here ore here, I sort of need it to not go in here at the start. So they'll go here guaranteed. I need, you know, 7 of them to do 7 of this recipe. And then this recipe will exist. And I am going to need wood. Alright, so while we wait for stuff to happen, yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure I have guns. I'm going to need to make wood boxes. That's the one thing that I know that I don't have that I know that I need. So, wood boxes. Or wood. Wood. You can actually get wood for the rubber process, from the rubber process, but that one, everything else is a byproduct. We'll be processing and removing. Though it is the same amount of wood regardless which process you use. Alright, we need wood as a primary product, which means unfortunately getting rid of cellulose. And we end up with an excess amount of tree seeds. The tree seeds get processed through tree seed harvest. You have to get rid of oil, which is another issue. So the way you burn the cellulose. I'm sorry, what now? Oxygen. It overproduces oxygen, so it's fine. Graphite there. To kill the graphite, just add water. Just add fresh water. Okay. Add air. Process the sludge. Everything else can be vented except for oil. Oil can be processed into fatty acids and glycerol, neither of which can be directly voided. We do not want that to be productive. Fatty acids, at this point in the game, can be processed with methanol into biodiesel. And then biodiesel can be combusted. From there, we have to deal with the glycerol product. The glycerol product at this point in the game can be sent through reforming with carbon dioxide. Now, the excess thing here, I think, is the dioxide. So there you go. That's the factory. Now, right now, YouTube is reporting that I have 0 viewers. I don't know if that is necessarily accurate. If there is someone who is here, do something. An emote. One emote shall be allowed in the chat. But anyway, this is the wood factory. This makes 5 wood. It's cheap. There you go. Hi, wave. We have wave. We have a wave. Why do you need compressed residual gas? Like, that's compressed air. Well, something's up. Something is up. Oh, because I picked the wrong... Right. That's factory. I'm going to do this and provide it onto the train network. I will probably do this where I'm currently providing the tree seeds because I already have all the most of the inputs for making trees over here. I already have like the worms and the landfill and the fertilizer. That's all here already with an existent setup. So why not use it? In fact, I'm pretty sure that this existent factory would be able to just provide the wood rather than, you know, void it. The problem is making it consistent would mean having to get rid of excess seeds at all times. That is the ever so slight issue. This also provides boxed wood directly. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. This will actually make more than what I have currently set, but all it will require is adding a fluid input station. For methanol. Hello, Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat rubbed my legs. And now he's back. What happened to the toy? Huh? What happened to the toy? Oh, you brought the mama? The mama cat's here. You brought the mama cat? Now, it's a little kitty toy. I've showed it before. The reason why we call it the mama cat is that there is a smaller version of it that we also have. It came together with the larger one and the smaller one. So the mama cat has her kitten. Don't know what happened to the kitten. It's missing. The mama lost her baby. It's somewhere. So the big issue is that we're basically going to be voiding everything that is an output from the system by doing this. Which, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Just a little bit of a problem. So the excess of excess seeds, tree seeds, goes up to get voided. It outputs... actually, if there is a boxed version of this recipe, there is not. Because, of course, there is not. Making me have to do a boxer. Yeah. That'll take in the boxed stuff, and this one is fine. Combustion chamber. I did end up getting the Mark III combustion chamber, so provided to me. There was a time where I didn't have any on me. I've got them now. It's excellent. Okay, I have to break down the oil. That is this recipe. That combustion chamber there does provide enough. Oh, that's the wrong. Whoopsies. Yeah, you're doing the cellulose. Duh. Yeah, that was this one. The combustion chamber combusting the biodiesel will provide enough steam, but we have to get that in the first place, so this will start with boiling seawater for the initial amount, or boiling fresh water, excuse me, just to get the initial amount of stuffs. This could actually be a consistent way of getting steam. Just for reference, we could end up with 1300 steam per second at a cost of like 10.1 or 10.2-ish megawatts of power. Just wherever I need steam. It's as simple as this. This is actually pretty small for the infrastructure requirement, but yeah. Oh, we already have Void. Void already existeth. How? That should not... Oh, we are full. Okay. That is fine. That is fine. Also, trying to get rid of things, so not productive and not productive. Okay. Fatty acids. So neither fatty acids nor glycerol are directly voidable. However, glycerol can be reformed with compressed CO2, and in order to get the compressed CO2, I could use that from the biodiesel. Well, we're halfway through the stream, but I do wanna finish this. So we'll do the biodiesel first. This will take in the fatty acids plus methanol, not glycerol, methanol, similar, but not quite the same. And that needs power. We can get rid of the wastewater here. That makes biodiesel. Biodiesel can be eliminated from the face of existence. In a combustion chamber, just add compressed oxygen, which this setup produces a lot of oxygen. I'm gonna relocate one of these so that I'm able to take this up. Compress the oxygen, provide it here. That makes steam, and that will be steam into you, into a thingy though. Leaf vent down. How much extra? There isn't a lot extra. This same thing is needed for the CO2 input required on you. Oh, this also produces steam, but I'm going to avoid all of that. Hello, Ollie. Welcome. Welcome to the chair. Oh, he's gonna be a meanie. He's gone to the back, and now he's grooming Dolly. He wants her spot. He wants her spot. For whatever reason. Ta-da! That, as they say, is that. That is consistent wood and consistent tree seeds. So I'm just going to get this train down, name this S wood boxes, set up depot wood boxes, put a limit on it. SD full cargo circuit condition go. Define the wood boxes. Mall over here, give M wood boxes. Define wood boxes, and that is that for wood. Go back to the mall and take a break. Yes, it is time. We are a little bit over now, halfway through today's stream. What now? So I made a genome. I made one of these. And where did it go? It should have gone here. It is the only thing requesting. Yeah? Oh, it went here. I see. It went here. Maybe I should not have those requests until after I make my initial arthropods. That sounds like a great idea, actually. You need 2 per cycle? I need 14 of these stupid progenitors just to start cycling arthropod eggs? Are you kidding me? Oh, please tell me that the harvesting of arthropods will give me eggs. Arthropod? Oh, we don't have access to the recipe, and it doesn't. So, the adults are good for jack all outside of specimens and drones. Anyway, time to take a break. I'll be back in just a few minutes. And I have returned. Welcome back. Dolly still has her spot. She's still up here. The Miss Dolly is still up here. There is an ear sticking up above. You can barely see. But there is an ear. There is an ear up there. She's up there. She's comfy. And Ollie actually left her. He went up right over here, and then he dropped down when I left. So now he's off playing with other stuffs. Just wow, though. Wow. Huh. So, what are we waiting on exactly? Why do we not have these sample boxes of mechanical and mineral? Because I wasn't making either of them here, and I need both of them. Or I need to box the existent mechanical and electrical. Yes, I think both of those. So let me box those. Actually, just box all of them. Whatever's left that I haven't. I can find you. Prototypes, mechanical. That no, I don't need chemical. Thanks. I need electrical. Mineral. I think that's it. I think that's it, and I think I have to import mineral. Okay. That will make sure that I have all of the boxed sciences that I need in order to keep making these genomes. That I think was the issue here. Yeah, because we had a bunch of the lower end genomes, and we did not have the tech, the mineral samples, and the mechanical prototypes. We have the physics, because I'm making physics science here, and I'm making it as boxed physics science from the start here at the mall, because that is a very complex recipe on the physics apparatus that requires finished infrastructure. So it is required to do it at the mall. There's no way that I would not do the physics apparatus, make the physics apparatus from the mall, where I already have all of the infrastructure being built that makes that science. So why repeat myself when I can just bring it all together to make the tech at the mall? Good to know that this is now a bit more consistent. Huzzah. Good to know that I have a bunch of heat pipe 2s as well, since I changed to the copper sheet recipe and, like, you know, upgraded my soda ash for the eutectic salt. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm making... These are moving now. We're moving. We are moving right along. Though this will probably take a few minutes. It's 360 seconds, which is 6 minutes. 6 minutes, but at least the crafting speed is pretty quick here. We're actually, these are within range of a beacon, so they actually get plus 80% on them. I would actually like to lol. Okay. Well, that's a thing. That's a thing that can apparently happen. Why, hello, Ollie. You brought me the other fling toy? He has the other fling toy now. Because we have two. We have two! Yeah, we have two of them. One has, like, the little pigtails for hair, and the other one has, like, feathers and stuff. It's all white, feathery. Oh, he's licking. He's licking the toy. Yeah, he wants to play. He's playing. He's playing. Problem is that he plays with his full strength, and, is can be very damaging if you are not careful, because he has no off switch. He has no concept of gentle. He is most definitely not gentle. Not in the slightest. Now, ideally I would have like filter inserters or filter loaders here to filter out the eggs, but eh. 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 Also, aren't you going to the thing? Oh, it's right. Power pole is in the way. All right. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now, what the hell is going to happen with that iron oxide? I don't know. Something has to use iron oxide here at the mall. I'm pretty sure, so the issue is making sure that the iron oxide gets preferentially used. I think if I made these like an active provider, or if I filtered out just the iron oxide to an active provider, it would send it to storage chests, and I think that the storage chests have a higher priority than supply chests, passive providers. I think it's passive provider, supply slash buffer, and then active provider. And active provider will send to buffer or storage. It will send just generic storage. So I should do that. Let me get a request in for my request chests. Where are they? Here, or my dispatch. Dispatch! Request dispatch. Thanks. Not that many, please. Yes, baby. It's wet. It's wet. He took it to his water bowl. Yes, big boy. All the feathered stuff is now wet. Great. All that. It's all wet hair now. Swing! Go get it. Go get it, Mr. Cat. Go get it. Have fun. Have fun with your wet toy. Ugh. Ah. Buh. I don't have filter inserters. Filter 4s. I don't think I have. I do have filter 4s. Just bring me some filter 4s. I'll get this filter 4 placed, and then I will whitelist very specifically that, and then these will just get them on that side. If there's room over here for this, I should do it with the eggs. Oh, good, we got enough. Oh yeah, 15 products finished. I am done. with you. You are dead to me. I'm sorry, what now? Oh. There we go. A ta-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This will prefer requests, right? Before going to storage. It'll prefer fulfilling requests from the dispatch. But I only want access. Alright, tell you what, this is going to be set to request from buffer chests. And I'm going to have a buffer chest. I think I have buffer chest 2s. I think that this is how this works. So I can have a buffer chest placed that is going to request the eggs, the arthropod eggs. Yeah, 50 is fine. So okay. It will preferentially deliver to requester chests. Any excess will go to buffer chests, and then the rest go to regular storage. Then what I can have is the building getting rid of the extra arthropod eggs placed. I can place this and tell it to not request from buffer, but the problem is that it's going to request, it's going to get deliveries from the dispatch chest, won't it? I only want it to pull from storage. Unless I make it the buffer chest, in which case then all of... Right. Unless I make this the buffer chest, then all of... So the dispatch will send to the requester chests first, the excess will go to the buffer chests, and ideally from here it gets completely voided, right? Whoops. So we shouldn't have to worry about anything else. It just gets voided, and it provides plastic that I want to get rid of, but yeah. So these shouldn't need to request from buffer. As I've said, I'm pretty sure that this is how this works. Anyway, now that I have that, I can actually set the request again properly to make these drones. There we go. Oh, you use eggs as well. Okay. Well, that's problem. That's a problem, actually. That is most definitely a problem, because you're going to steal all my eggs. this can be my voiding exclusively. In fact, this needs more eggs than I get. So what? Huh? I'm sorry, but I am very sorry, but that is not how that's supposed to work. Oh right, it's a I used a filter inserter. But actually, I don't actually think I need that for now. When I stop here, it will be fine. And hey, we've got husbandry drones, but I need the science as well, so let me get the full requests in on the science to eat up the arthropods and their progenitors so I can get the tech zoology specimens. We have made a husbandry drone. Okay, I will admit that I am curious with this husbandry drone. So I'm going to grab my remote and I'm going to launch husbandry drone within quarantine 1 just so that we can see what one launch looks like. From my understanding of the code, it's going to look for fish and it's going to look for trees, which need worms and grass and algae and all that. And it is a chance to produce a spawner, a biter spawner. Zoology specimens. Now, the question is, do I actually need to launch any more than one of these? Because biters sort of are self-proliferating by default, and we did get a biter spawner right in here. It exists. And it is counting down on a spawn rate, and biters sort of, as I said, they tend to self-proliferate. So, is it gonna be able to get like up to 100% in this space? I don't know. This will probably get destroyed, unless I like add a bigger buffer of the water here. That they can't get to. I think you can. I don't remember. They, I think, can walk over one tile gaps. You can walk over one tile gaps, right? So, I don't think that they can get close enough to spit for the spitters, because you will get spitters as well as biters, and yeah, it will be a time. It will be a time. That is a certainty. It shall be a time. Anyway, so we've got these moving. I need to have a train requesting them. So grab a setup that I can use for requester chests. Ideally, it would have been on this setup, but I think I am all out of slots there. Wonderful. I will need to do something like this over here. And all the way down yonder. Need the regular demand chests. Has it been updated? Can we... Oh god. I did not realize that that was finally updated. Because the patch notes only mentioned, like, new warehouse, like, new warehouse thingy, Maduhikis art, new warehouse art. That's all the most recent patch said. It did not say anything about logistics chests being affected by the new art change. Because previously, you were only ever allowed merging in a horizontal or a vertical. That's it. That's all you were allowed. If you had two of these lines, same with the storage chests and like buffer chests and stuff, all of that. When you would do the merge over it, it would make two separate boxes. It would make separate boxes that were one tile wide or tall. Not this. Now that this exists, oh boy, probably does not work on the large chests. Yeah, it does not work on the large storage chests, but with the small storage chests, and especially the small storage chest 2, or supply chest 2. That was a large? Sorry, what now? I thought I just grabbed... Yeah, that was large. I thought I grabbed small. Now this is more dense per tile, so I would like to use it. This is going to request the zoology specimens, and I'm going to reset all those names and have this be Depot Zoology. This needs to be a regular old train station. And we need a twain. We need a twain. Humma. Humma, 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 humma. Oh yeah, I guess this is that point where we could actually just do scout droning now. Just to see, hey, what's the progress like? Now this still says 1.66%. Chances are that if biters spawn and if they are capable of expansion, that this may not update live and only when you launch drones. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's on its way. Reveal. The biters. They exist. They are existent. Evolution factor is 0 and still is staying 0. So, yeah, evolution is still off according to my game settings. Now, what I will note is that it appears as if the way that the code is written with regards to the arthropod mission, that it is supposed to impact a variable called evolution factor, which I think is supposed to be the actual value of evolution factor, but it is possible that it is in fact just defining its own variable that just happens to be called evolution factor for the purposes of that script. That is entirely possible that that is a thing. Of course, it is attempting to follow similar logic as to the normal evolution factor, where you get more stuff, the higher the value goes. Let me bring up my Nullius scripts, looking at drone. I think it's the drone one, where it's like most of the script is just the, yeah, where the biggest part of the file for drones is the husbandry effect. So it does a scout effect, of course. It counts all the things in a certain area. Local nest s create entity name equals BITERS spawner amount 1 position C. If nest is nil, return or ends the script, which, you know, it could be nil, it could do nothing if there's not enough of the other stuff around and there's a bit of random factor to it. It determines an odds value, and it does a random number, and if it checks if the random number is greater than the odds number, it will just end and you won't get anything. Yay. And there's penalties for fumarolls as well as existent nests. So if there's a nest that's too close by, it will reduce the odds of spawning a new nest. Duh. And as far as I'm aware, you can only get one nest per launch. So if you roll a value where you won't get a nest, well, then you will never get a nest, most likely, from that location. So launching would be a complete waste of your drone, as well as any other drones that you launch at the same time to go to that area. Which is great. Which is just great. Yeah. And I don't know where it defines what the like math rand value is, like what random value it's determining. I think it's a number between 0 and 1, if memory serves, that math.random provides. Pretty sure it's a number between 0 and 1. And I would hope that the total values that you get from your bonus versus penalty to determine the odds variable would be able to equal a value that is greater than 1. I would hope, so that you are guaranteed a spawner if you have enough of the stuff set up. But anyway, what I was looking at is that there is a bit of code here about game.forces enemy dot evolution factor equals, and it's like adding 0.01 to the game forces enemy evolution factor variable. The actual game code evolution factor is supposed to be changed when the mission is active and when evolution factor is between a certain number, and this is called when a biter spawner is created. Actually, it happens like the moment before it gets created. Um, Apparently, it stops counting after 500, by the way, for the number of biter spawners. Da 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 da. The thing is, what I don't know here is if this is actually making sure that if you have your things set to not calculate, that it will just end, but there's no return, so that just clears you from that if statement. It's interesting. So the first thing that you launch, from what I can see here on the code, it's if your old status of global Nullius mission status didn't really exist, it's 0. Duh. If it was 0. And if it's 0, then reset evolution. It runs reset evolution. So it's reset the evolution to 0 completely, but it's also off and not iterating with time. So there's that. If it was previously enabled and was iterating with time, it will reset to 0 when you launch your first husbandry drone and get your first spawner. That's the other side of things, is that's what seemingly the code is doing when you launch a husbandry drone. Then it would appear that if you then launch your second drone, we'll do it here. At that point, old status isn't 1, so it will go to the next part, which is else if the evolution factor is less than 0.8, then take the current evolution factor and add 0.01. So theoretically, from the second launch onwards, evolution factor should iterate by 0.01 1% per launch. And there you go. It just iterated by 1% when I added the second spawner. There you have it. Even though my map settings are set to, not have evolution at all. It might respect peaceful mode, but actually there is more to the script, as in there is an invasions part of the script, local invasions, global Nullius invasions. First time it sets it to 0, and then it has a invasion cooldown if it's 0, or if it's not 0, then do -1. etc. If the cooldown is less than 1, then cooldown nil. And old status less than 100, local odds, new status over 7.5, minus invasions minus 1.5, random odds, else if whatever, lots of invasion stuff, invasions equals invasions plus 1, waves, 2 small biters, 4 small spitters, 3 medium biters, 2 medium biters, and 4 small biters. Oh boy, this is an array, so there'll be a wave of 2 small biters. There'll be a wave of, separately, 4 small spitters. Separately, a wave that will be 3 medium biters. One that's 2 medium biters and 4 small biters. Etc., etc., until you get up to, like, behemoth stuff. It determines stuff and things. There's also a thing about assassination in here somewhere. Probably not this file. Is it this file? God, there's just so much to the script about the biters trying to go after you and your stuff that's in here. Including, yeah, if assassinate variable, then commands defines go to location, destination entity equals target, distraction equals defines dot distraction dot none, radius of stuff, etc., 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 stuff things. So what are we gonna do after we eat pie? Gee, I wonder. I don't know. After we complete this, I think I'm going to see whether or not pie block is available or is beatable, like in a state that it can be completed. If so, we'll try to do that. Why is this stuck here? Oh boy. Trying to determine why a thing is not moving is always fantastic. Did I miss a signal? The answer is yes. I missed a signal there. There you go. Signal's there from that side. Alright, I need to put the request in for the zoology at the science. I know it's not completely relevant yet because I do need to get through Cybernetics 6 before it becomes more relevant. But I need to have enough of the tech to get through Biochem 6 as well as Locomotion 5 and Wildlife Management 2. Those are the last required techs that will require the biological types of sciences. From there, I won't need to make any more, theoretically. Just like once I have an amount of spawners, I shouldn't have to worry about making additional spawner drones, or any drones for that matter, after that. Because we'll be done with it. The issue is going to be the amount of time that it will take in order to get all of the astronomical data to complete the remaining astronomical texts that need to be completed. It's like, I've got the stuff. There's nothing that's really new about anything going forward. There's not, it's not new. None of it's new. It's all old. Zoology. I'll take it down, use up all of the stupid underground belts that I own, but whatever. Okay. That is zoology. And that will be that for those techs. We are done. What to do for the remainder of the stream? I don't know, actually. We are making things here. We have arthropods. We have the drones getting made, which, we've apparently made 26 thus far of these drones. I think I'm gonna remove the drones from all the other, like, launchers that I have, and set them all to the husbandry. Yeah, probably gonna set all the existing biologicals to bring in husbandry drones. They should load up the remainder of the slots, I think. I think they'll do it. I could be wrong, though. Didn't I just launch another one and did it fail? I think it failed. I thought I just launched one like here. Just to see the evolution factor go up a bit. Although, it's interesting to note that you get more than 1% per spawner that spawns. So as long as you're spawning in an area that's basically guaranteed to place the spawner, you could have less than 100 launches to get up to 100% on the arthropods. Yeah, see, that made its spawner. So did that. That made a spawner too. Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's fantastic. The biters are being made. They are spawning. Though the count is only based on the number of spawners there are. It's interesting because if I had the map setting on for enemy expansion, I think if this was on, they should be respecting that setting, right? I think that they would expect that they would have that. The problem is that this only counts spawners when you do a launch of a drone. So even if they are expanding by themselves, which they are not going to in my save right now, because I have that off, if they were to expand on their own and make additional spawners, you won't see that reflected. At least I don't believe that you will see that reflected on the percentage until you launch the next drone. Even if it fails, it should be recalculating. Actually, no, because it straight up ends if it doesn't have it. So it only will recalculate if you actually successfully spawn a new spawner. Anyway, stuff, things. What do I need to maximize my amount of the launches, rocket launches? It would appear as if we are still lacking in the Logistics Bot 2 boxes. So that is the thing to work on expanding. Logistic Bot 2 boxes. Which something tells me that the limiting factor is going to be the robot frames, and that limiting factor will be the levitation fields. So I'm going to add a couple more of the levitation fields. Let them do their thing. And since I have more than one now, basically then it's just a matter of just making sure that they all have their full productivity at that point. You just need your robot frames to keep moving 0.33 per second for that. That 2 of these, which I should have 2 of these, yes. That will make more than I need for one building constantly producing. The thing is, I need to also produce the Constructo bots on top of the regular Logi bots, so what I really need is 33 plus 33, or 0.66, which is going to require another building. And that's going to require up to 0.6 levitation fields, which is exactly 3. I have more than that, as well as 0.6 night vision goggles. I currently only have 2 of those buildings. I will need another. I'll do 2 more. Hello. And then regular robot frames, 0.6. That theoretically is happening, but it's like you need that plus what you need for the actual initial bots. So I'll do that, whatever. I likely don't have enough, like, either capacitors or sensors or other stuff for all of that. But hey, stuff is moving, at least. It is now moving. Moving consistently. Or approximately consistently. Are these buildings stopping for any reason? I don't think so. The question is now, why are you not getting your delivery in on time when there are enough? I guess it's just because they're trying to... Yeah, no, they're not. Why? Why? What else is using Robot Frame 2s? You know, Robot Frame 3s. That would be a thing, and Scout Drone 1s. So, oh boy, more. I need more. More of the everything. We need the everything. That's going to be a bit of a drain on my everything. Basically, I know that I'm going to need more of those speakers. And capacitors, most likely, but hey. Whatevs. How those... Oh, Logibots, hi. It's time. Yeah, just overbuild. Just overbuild. It's fine. You'll be fine. Just overbuild. No problems whatsoever ever happen if you overbuild everything. There's absolutely no issues that can happen ever if you just overbuild. Right. You, and you. Really? Okay. The freaking copy-paste thing is not great sometimes. I mean, it's not like everything will just come to a choking halt the moment that you run out of your basic products. If you've overbuilt everything, all of the demands everywhere. Nothing bad could possibly happen. It's not even a remote possibility. So I have 3 of these guys. That is a couple of rockets, .06 rockets, each launching a satellite at .06. That's 50 boxes. That is 3 boxes a second. That is 3 boxes a second. Which is actually pretty good to know that at .06 that is 1 per second of boxes. I think. Oh wait, no. What am I thinking? It's 50 boxes times .06 for all 3. Yeah. So .02 times 50. Yes, 1 box a second per launch building. If they had enough production of these guys. .09 times 5 is .45. I would need to have .45 logistic bot 2s to maintain that, and that's a little short with 1 building. Oh, this stings a bit. But hey, just overbuild. It's fine. Just overbuild. It's fine. Everything will be fine. That is going to be theoretically enough to provide fully the amount of logistic bots 2s to run the 3 silos. Ignoring the fact that we also need them to make the level 3 and the level 4 bots, which also have stuff that's consuming them. So, you know, probably need another 2 at least. We're going to be imminently having issues with basic plate production, especially of the aluminum products. Aluminum products will be an issue, I think, as will batteries and capacitors and all the stuff that makes them, etc., etc. But I would usually want to do that sort of scaling between streams if I even wish to bother. Because do I really need 3 boxes per second of astronomical data? Answer is no. Because at best, I only actually can process 1 at my science build at 5 science per second can only be processed. Really, the reason to have the excessive astronomical data is for my stuffs. This can be deleted. I don't even need this factory anymore, but down here where I have this waiting for astronomical data, of course, I have 20 of these going on. Now, yes, we could take a tech eventually called artificial intuition, which gives you lab research productivity. The problem is that we still need to get through a 50k tech, as well as this 20k tech that I'm working on right now. But 2% is pointless, and it takes a lot of normal tech to make these science packs. Just to be clear, it takes a lot of boxed science. It takes boxed science of all of the regular sciences to make all of these biology-based sciences. Because all of these use progenitors, which all require genomes for their respective type. With the exception, of course, of biochemistry, the first one. So the bacteria need the bacteria genome, the algae needs the algae genome as well. Microbio, I think, uses... what does it use again? It uses, I think, the algae genome for the progenitor for algae, yeah. So you don't need the bacteria genome, but you need the bacteria genome for the algae genome for the progenitor. And it scales up from there. You just need all of those genomes at a proper enough scale to get 1 of every, or 100 of every single one of those science types. And that's an infinite technology. So do you want to really be spending an infinitely scaling amount of science for a 2% productivity bonus overall? Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Even at the 100 cost, even at 100, I don't think 2% is worth it when each of those science packs needs the regular science as well as part of their production chain. Like, excuse me, but I'm pretty sure the point of this is to make the regular science costs more bearable, and it's only useful if you continue to play after the end of the game. So now I have, 40 of these. I need to upgrade some stuff, it would seem. So we could process up to 11 per second of the tech, which is 2 boxes. Let's see, what else is limiting? Let's take a look at the at tree rubber. I wanted to have a look at tree rubber. Rubber 75. Actually, it should be the boxed version. I think there's a latex recipe from boxed. Yeah. Boxed rubber. Thanks. I actually wanted to look at 75 of the boxed version. That's a few buildings. Bit of byproducts as well. Just a few byproducts. We need to make the trees. We'll have excess seeds. The seeds will make cellulose. More cellulose and oil to get rid of. That's a few worms. That's a few worms. That's not a lot of sulfuric acid. I'm looking for the previous rubber. Really? No. No. No, I have an acrylonitrile rubber. That's the one. So it's 30 total, so 6 boxed. I want to compare this 105 megawatt build to this. 2 worms, 0.6 sodium sulfate, which you can just make locally. I don't need any hydrochloric, so I don't want to do that way. We could either make the sodium hydroxide or bring it in. I think we'd bring it in, but that's somewhat reasonable. The problem is that this is a lot of byproducts. It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of wood. A lot of wood. Oh yeah, I have wood boxes. Yeah, there's this stuff called insulation. Hey. There's this stuff called insulation. I don't think it's made in this building anymore, though. Oh no, it is. Okay. We need to do this recipe for insulation going forward. I need to unbox wood. Yeah. So just as a point of comparison, insulation, when productive, is 1.33 textiles to make 3.23 in a single building. Oh, this is slower, isn't it? 8 seconds versus 6. Yeah, so I will need some more buildings for this. But, yeah, 1.33 versus the half to 2. 1 to 4 versus 1 to 2. Also, no more plastic. 3 to 2 on gypsum, 2 to 4. So gypsum improves. It's also not using glass fiber anymore. It's using steel wires. So no more glass fiber expense on insulation. It's been replaced with wood. So yeah, it's just better. Completely better to do that recipe. That is the one thing that uses wood, I think, that's actually useful. Nothing else is genuinely useful at this point. Like, nothing else is useful here of the stuff that uses wood. I mean, yeah, it makes some stuff extremely cheap. Others, it's needlessly adding complexity, like with rails, adding epoxy like that. When I'm pretty sure regular rails do not use epoxy normally. Why would I now add epoxy as an ingredient to make rail? Like, no? Nah, man, nah. I'm not a fan of that. Not in the slightest. I don't really care that it's outputting, like, more a bit per cycle. It's a faster recipe. 5 every 6 versus 3 every 8. But, I mean, come on. You're what? You're saving plastic. Woohoo. Woo-hoo. Plastic, a substance that you can get as a byproduct now from arthropods, from biters. Like, huh? Eh? Gravel is free. So are, like, essentially the other metal products. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, it's cheaper on the metal costs, but, like, whatever. Like, whatever. It's come way too late to be of any use at all. Like, I don't need to grow my rail network any more than I currently have. And I did expand a little bit later on. Like, I don't need a bigger rail network anymore. We're beating the game. And I don't really need the assembler and miner recipes. Like, that saves me jack all of costs. Actually, physics, hold up. Physics! You probably eat stuff that involves assemblers. Hold on. Let me check this one thing. Physics. Where's physics? There's astronomical. Physics. So what's in here? Power poles are in here, 1 and 2. What about assembling machines? Are assembling machines in here? Because I broke down everything. If not, I'm not. There's small assembler 1. So among all of the things To make physics apparatus. Small assembler 1. Not seeing medium at all in here. I'm seeing walls. There is a wall recipe, but again, it's like, do I really want to spend epoxy on making walls? Maybe because the reinforced concrete's actually pretty expensive, and that one is epoxy anyway. That one's more of a maybe. I should look at that. But yeah, I'm not seeing any medium assemblers in here. I'm just seeing the production of small assemblers. Mining drills. I did not pay attention. Small miner 1 is in there. What about medium miner 1? Because we had small miner 1. Is medium in here? Not seeing it. Nope. Medium miner 1. Only used to make medium miner 2. Only used to make medium miner 3 or large miner or crusher 2. And we don't need crusher 2 as part of the stuff for physics science. We do need this for the asteroid miner 1. Okay, so there might be like asteroid mining reasons for these. Whoops. That one. So then I can just not. This is medium 1 and medium 1. Okay. Cleared those. Then the wall recipe on that large miner, or that large assembler, I should say, which needed epoxy. Where's my epoxy? Epoxy, where are you? There you are. Hi. Why, hello there, epoxy. I believe I would need you if I wanted to do this wall recipe. Which, unfortunately, also gives you a cellulose byproduct, and that makes it immediately not actually something I want to do. At all. I don't want cellulose byproduct for walls. Like, huh? Why? No, these other ones don't have that. The other ones don't have that. So why does that one have that? Why does this have byproduct and the others do not? I don't know. One of these is making power pole 1s, one is making power pole 2s. Both could be useful. There's epoxy again, so I guess you are actually going to be here. Bah. Aluminum wires and wood, and then power pole 1s, insulated wires and wood. And that makes power pole 2s. And we can get rid of course, the previous power poles, wherever I had those at. Right here. Ever so slightly more efficient way of doing these. I'm still not that big of a fan of all this, but whatever. Alright. Frick. 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 Frack. Frickin'. Frackin'. Ruckin'. 6.05 versus 2.42 versus so 4 to 1, 3 to 1, 1 to 1, 1 to 1. 4 to 5. Rods and beams. Beams was 3 to 1. Now beams is 2 to 1, but adding rods, we have 2 insulation to 1 versus 1 to 1. So we use more insulation, but insulation is now easier. Oh no, wait, this is 2 to 5 versus 1 to 1. So this is better. This is better. Just like it's 2 beams to 5 and 1 mortar to 5, and then adding 8 wood and adding epoxy. So yeah, whatever. It's better. It's better. It's just better. We have exactly 6 inputs. The issue is that it also has, cellulose, and I have to get rid of the cellulose. Just have to get rid of the cellulose. Power. It's just oxygen. It's a bunch of oxygen. It's a bunch of oxygen, just for free, without having to do any electrolysis. Just place it. No more wastewater having to get rid of, or spending water, all that good stuff. None of that. It's just get rid of cellulose. is just get rid of cellulose time. And there's walls. Ta-da! More walls. Might wanna do that instead and get rid of the everything. Oh yeah, you are definitely able to get rid of all the cellulose out of that. Okay, fine. Didn't want to do it, did it. And that is that. I no longer have time. We are done for the day, actually. The time, we are past our time. Well, what did we do today over the past 3 hours? Well, we scaled some stuff at the mall, and we got our arthropods going. We got our zoology specimens online. We're getting those, and we're getting our drones, our arthropod drones. It's a thing. It exists. And you know, we figured out how the evolution factor thing works with the launching of arthropods and creation of the arthropod biter spawners. We now know how these things work. You will gain a percentage of evolution factor for every husbandry drone launch that creates a spawner after the first one. We have launched 4 times because the code, I think that this may be unintentional, but the code does not give you the +1 evolution factor for the first drone that you launch. The first drone that you launch resets the evolution factor, but then does not continue to add 1 for launching your first one. You basically zero out whatever it was previously if you played with evolution factor on and had like time factor and all that. And then, yeah, it resets it, adds 1. Now, at this point, if you had evolution on and you had time factor going, it would start accruing from this point. Yeah. But we're fine the way we are. We don't have stuff with that. Also, peaceable mode should engage, should do its thing if you had that on. Yeah, so next time that we meet, I will not be launching any additional arthropod stuffs. My intent is to save up on my arthropod, my husbandry drones. Okay, good. They do add. And it looks like I missed a couple. A few, actually. My intent is to have a whole bunch of husbandry drones in the thingies, in my launchers, and just spam husbandry drones to finish the arthropod requirement as a means of winning the game after having launched 10 probes previously. So, the plan for when we next meet on Sunday. The question is, will I have the technology unlocked by Sunday to make probes? The answer is no, because I need to make and place an android, and we will have to do this together. We will do this together. So, will I have the ability to make probes next time? No, I don't think so. Am I willing to try to do this between streams so that we can, you know, have a finale on our next stream? It's possible. I may decide to do that. I may decide to do that. I will need to make asteroid miner 1s. I don't need to make asteroid miner 2s. In fact, I don't even really know why this is even a requirement for unlocking rocket science, but whatever. It's fine. We have reactors, we have satellites, we have antimatter, we have asteroid miner 1s, we have nanofabricator 2s, and we have copper sheet boxes, or at least the ability to make them. The only thing we need is to have the androids. We need to place one on the ground as well as make them. I need to like consistently make chassis. I have to like do a line building chassis for this. But other than that, and I need the quantum processor made here, but I'm pretty sure I have all of the stuff that I need to make it here, or at least can set the stuff up to make it here. It's just setting recipes. It's just setting recipes at this point for all of that. So, yeah, I'm going to try to do this between streams, I think. And when we next meet, that will be the finale. I would like the next stream to be the finale. So I'm going to try to make that happen. So with that, though, I would like to thank you all for watching today's stream. This has been Otaku Show It. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell, consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowit if you're so inclined and able. I will be back, ideally, with the finale on Sunday. I hope to see you all then.